Y'all coming in. Hey, welcome. Happy Sunday. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my live. I'm Dana. What time is it? 12:01. Perfect. Welcome, you guys. Do y'all have on y'all football gear today? It's a tailgate party, y'all. It's a virtual tailgate. Excuse me. Welcome to the live. I'm going to start giving some shout outs. Betty Brazil, Stephen Hines, Fuda Iki. I don't know if I said that right. Amanda K, Red Rose 1. Hey, guys. Bridget Barrentos. Miss Johnson. Oh, Miss Johnson just followed the creator. Hey, girl. Henry, please. Michael Carpes, baby. Vincent Goodman. Hey, you guys. Y'all share this live. We're going to have a virtual tailgate party today. But basically, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about mental health awareness, addictions awareness, just real briefly. But I'm also going to introduce something fun today. I got 4 cards here. And I'm giving out some Monday, some cash prizes today. Cash prizes. Hey, Shelly Ann Newman. Wait. Okay, I'm going to try to say that one. Wait, Ray Cross, Saint Soma. Hey. Welcome, guys. We're going to play some games today, y'all. I have a game I want to play, and I'm going to try to see. I've never invited anyone on. But I don't know how that would work if I ask a question or if I invite you on. If you're bold and brave enough to participate, I have some monetary gifts because I want to try to make this more interactive so we can have more fun on here. You know, I don't want to sit here and just talk about mental health awareness and addictions awareness and then boom. No, let's have some fun because that's my whole like style anyway. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. And throughout my 8 years of, 7.5, almost 8 years, it'll be 8 years in February that I've been sober from alcohol, you know, I've had to find things that, you know, give me pleasure and make me happy, and laughter has always been, you know, I've talked about that in my family. Humor is big for us, so I love to have a good time. So that's what this is about. What's up, French Money and Island Vibes 857? Hey, guys. Manifest with Nikki. Brooklyn born and raised. I like that one. Brooklyn born and raised. I'm from Utica, New York. Everybody always tells me I'm not from New York. Because I guess there's a Utica Ave or something in somewhere around there. So yeah, I was born upstate New York. What do we got? Shakita Smith, 653, I think it said. It went by kind of fast. Hey, Gregory Green, LeBron Means. Oh, we rhyming now. Sharon Baines. Do to Turnt. Hey, Stakina Rollins and Frank Brown, 228. Y'all come on in. So it's 12:04. We got one more minute. Let's wait one more minute. Let more people come in. But I'm Dana, the published author on here, and I do this live. Hey, Chicago in the house. What's the weather like up there right now? It's what, October 22nd. Are you guys kind of cold yet? I think my friend Valerie V is up there. V, are you on here yet? I think it was 58 the other day when I said it was, maybe that was last week, but it was like 56 here, and I think it was like 50 something in Chicago. 60 degrees, that's not bad. It's definitely chillier than here. I went for my walk this morning. I actually wore a hoodie and Pinot Grigio, even though he's falling asleep. Look, y'all, he's wearing his hoodie today. Pinot, say hi, everybody. Yeah, we wore our hoodies on our walk this morning. Jacksonville tried to be a little cold, but of course I had to turn my AC down already this morning to 72. I keep it like 70. It's horrible. I keep it a little low in here. So it's 12:05 on the dot. Hey, Angie, mom and grandma. All right, y'all, let's get it started. So basically, I want to introduce myself to those of you who are just joining me for the first time. My name is Dana, and I go by the published author here on TikTok and YouTube. And hey, is that North Carolina? What's the weather like? What is that? Vinette Scales Boyd. But yeah, guys, I get on here once a week. I'm going to try to start doing more because I've been seeing on TikTok where they've been sending me some stuff and they're saying people are going like 2.5 hours a day. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm going to try it though. I thought about it today, but I got some stuff I need to do this afternoon. So we probably won't stay on here for 2 hours, but we may do an hour and a half. We'll see what's going on. But I wanted to switch things up just a little bit today. I normally get on here and I talk about my testimony. I share my journey. I went through 8 years of alcoholism. And I talk about the fact that it's so important for us to share our story. I posted a quote a few weeks ago and it said, don't be ashamed to share your story because it might help someone. It might save someone's life when you think about it. I participated in a really cool event yesterday, and I was able to meet a lot of other speakers, like public speakers, and it was amazing to me how at the end of everything, I remember, I was like all day long, I was exhausted, but I remember later on I was praying and I was thanking God for that opportunity, but I was so like, I don't even want to say hurt, but just like, good Lord, like I was in a room, so it was a virtual, I was in a breakout room with 63 people. And out of those 63 people, there were about probably 40 people whose story was somewhat similar to mine. Some type of addiction, some type of mental health crisis that they had dealt with, or like some major life event. And it it became blaring that we all go through something, and that's why I hop on here to just kind of like, let's keep it real, let's be more candid, be more open with each other. Because I feel like that's a way for us to keep that door open with our friends and our family and be able to talk about those things that are silently killing us, silently taking us out. And I always talk about me being an extrovert. You guys, I dealt with depression so bad that I write in my journal all the time, and I was reading it recently. And I remember saying literally, I was like, depression almost snuffed my light out. Like it felt like my light was slowly being dimmed, And I think that's why I get on here and try to encourage everyone to pay attention to your mental health. This isn't just a live for people with mental health concerns or mental illness or a diagnosis of something, or addictions. No, it's for anybody and everybody because it can happen to any of us, you guys. Excuse me, I got my water and I got my fruit and veggies drink, which this says rise and grind. It's after 12 and I'm just now trying to get my little fruits and veggies in. It's been crazy, y'all. But I'm thankful. I love it. But yeah, I want to talk about, like I said, the reason I get on here is to talk about mental health awareness, addictions awareness, just the fact that we have to stay on top of that stuff. Just like you stay on top of your cholesterol, hopefully, your blood pressure, right? If you go to the doctor every year, they check everything. Your A1C, they want to make sure you're not a diabetic, right? Or pre-diabetic. There are certain tests that we can take, right? To see if we're, like, hey, we need to slow down on this, or, your cholesterol is kind of, so we have tests, but with mental health, all we have are scales, right? And what I mean by that is like point scales that, you can take a written exam, a questionnaire, maybe 10 questions that says, do you do this, this, and this? And of course, based on that criteria, you may get a diagnosis of something. But what I like to talk about is prevention. Excuse me, y'all. But like I said, awareness and prevention, because there are ways to avoid slipping into those issues surrounding mental health, but also addictions, and a lot of times people with addictions typically have some type of mental health issue going on that's unaddressed, undiagnosed. So I like to talk about the different criteria in my podcast. So if you ever get a chance to get over to Spotify, or it's on Castbox, Spotify, and Amazon Music now. So if you get a chance, check that out. Season 1 is complete, 10 episodes, real short and sweet. They're about, I would say 20 to 30, not even over, no, none of them are over 30 minutes. I think there's about 20 minutes, up to 20, 25 minutes each. But yeah, real fun over there. And with the podcast, for any of you who don't do podcasts, I was talking to a couple of friends about that. A lot of people don't do podcasts, and that's fine. But if you're one of those people who like to listen to something while you're busy doing something, or like for me, working out, or if I'm driving, I love podcasts while I'm driving. Or sometimes, people like to just sit on their porch or whatever, but it's a great opportunity to listen to a quick message as opposed to getting online, and, scrolling through different videos and stuff, like 3-minute videos. You can watch a 20-minute podcast, or some of them are online too. But anyway, let's hop into our first song of the day, because I don't know if you guys saw my thing that I put on the notice that I put for the live today. I was saying we're gonna have a little tailgate party. Y'all drop some comments and tell me who your football teams are. I don't have a football team. I'm one of those fair weather, like I don't bandwagon, I guess you can call it. Just whoever's got the ball, whoever's winning. But I got my Jags shirt on. I'm in Jacksonville, so I gotta represent. At least I know how to assimilate. And I've been to some of the Jags games, y'all. I've been to a few, actually. My uncle played for the Jags, and he's an ambassador now, so I've gotten to go and sit up in the boxes and eat the food and drinks and all that, like the free fun stuff. It's been so amazing having been able to do that. But we're gonna play my first song. Like I said, this is the song I played you guys. It's 12:15, so this is perfect timing. But yeah, this song is by Travis Green, and it's called Just Want You. So I always talk about the fact that I used this song as a way to kind of push through into my sobriety. And you can go to groups and stuff, and people will tell you a million different ways to get sober, right? A million different avenues to cleaning your life up and getting rid of those things that are hindering you from being your best version of yourself, getting in the way of you achieving goals. And I would say just getting in the way of you shining. Like I was saying earlier, with depression dimming my light like that, I knew something was wrong for the longest. I know myself. And I think that's super important. You have to know yourself from day to day. I can't say that enough. Know your mood. Check your attitude. When you get up in the morning, I always say start with gratitude. Start with thankfulness and just kind of starting that positive mindset from the jump, because a lot of times we'll wake up, right? You open my eyes before you even get out the bed, you thought about 12 different things, that are gonna get on your nerves today, or stressful, or I gotta do this, and we start agonizing, And what I've learned to do over the years, as I've been walking through this 8-year sobriety journey, I keep saying 8 years because I'm gearing up for February. I'll say 7.75 years. But yeah, I'm just so excited about where I am. After 8 years, I'm able to say, like, I've got some great coping skills. Like even yesterday, I posted a video last night, you guys. I never get on here on Saturday nights, but I posted a quick little 5-minute video sharing where I was in that moment after my long day yesterday and being disappointed about something. The old Dana would have been out partying, drinking my problems away, But I really pushed through. I allowed myself to cry about it. I allowed myself to vent and, talk to God and ask a few questions about, my purpose and everything. But that's a part of the process, And that's the part of being stretched. I was talking to my uncle this morning and my brother. I talked to my brother and my uncle this morning. I'm so blessed to have people in my life who really are there, just like anchors, But my uncle and I were talking about the importance of like really knowing your circle and having a group of people around you who really, really know you, right? You and I know this is really hard for some people because some of us are so private and we're introverted and we don't want people in our business. Somebody actually said that on the live, I think last week. And it's not about people being in your business, but I think it's a safety net. If you can create an environment or a circle around you where it's healthy and everybody's moving in a positive direction. And like I said, I know that's hard sometimes, but you have to be intentional about the people you keep around you, I always say iron sharpens iron. You want people that are making you want to be a better person, right? Whether it's in your relationship with your kids, your coworkers, you've got to be intentional about making sure you're working towards being a better version of yourself. So with that being said, in terms of like addictions and mental health issues, you have to be in tune, every morning. Like I said, wake up with gratitude and thankfulness, but also, check how you're feeling, mentally, physically. I know we'll talk about my head hurt, my feet hurt, this hurt, but mentally, where are you? Are you hanging on by a thread? Like, you got to be real about it. And I feel like if you start doing that and you're paying attention every single day, man, as soon as something is off, you're going to be alerted to it. It's like, wait a minute. And then you start doing that self-check. I always talk about self-inventory, doing that introspection, introspection, looking inward. It's so easy for us to look at other people and, point out what they're doing wrong or what they need to work on. And my son and I, we laugh about this all the time. We both are creative minds, right? I told you guys my son wrote a book at 17. He's 22 now, Taz. And we go at it sometimes. We talk every morning. We have our little coffee together and stuff. And I'm just loving on that because he'll be leaving probably in the next, I don't know, few months, 6 months. I don't know. God's going to bless him. We're praying for that. The writer's strike and all that is causing all this stuff to be on delay. But he's had a couple of things he's worked on. But it's funny to watch how we both interact. He'll encourage the heck out of me. Like, he'll go hard and be like, well, why did you do this? And I'll be like, whoa. Because then I'm looking at him and I'm like, wait a minute, like, how many scripts did you write last week? Like, and so it's amazing how we're able to look at other people and be like, wait, we'll hold them accountable before we hold ourselves accountable, But I do believe it's important to have accountability partners. However, I think we should be our biggest accountability partner, right? You should be your biggest cheerleader too. But that leads me to talking about that voice. I always talk about that conscious, subconscious, making sure you're feeding yourself positivity, because once it's time for that stuff to kick into gear, you want that to be positive, And I think that last night in my message, I talked about shifting your mindset. It's so important that you practice how to shift your mindset. So if you're dealing with an addiction, whether it's shopping, food, porn, gambling, alcohol, drugs, what else is there? So many different things that we can be addicted to. But if you're addicted to something and it's interfering with your life, you have to make a decision that if you're going to say I'm tackling this thing, habits and behavior have to change. Point blank, period. And if you don't do that, if you're not willing to shift throughout the day, you're not going to make it, and that's just the hard truth. I mean, you have to work on that mindset, and being strong enough to say, I gotta push through this, because I say it every live, I say it every time I get a chance. Addictions, any addiction at all, it's not like a light switch. You cannot just, and if you can say, okay, I'm not gonna drink tomorrow, you're not addicted, that, don't even use that word. But I'm talking about hardcore, cannot stop no matter how many times you've tried. You got to be real about that thing. And if you're going to get help, and when you're going to commit and lock in, it's all about discipline. It's all about your behavior changing, right? So last night was the perfect example of that, because I shared how in that moment of me being upset and everything, I felt like God just kind of shook me up. Like, girl, look at you. Like, I was warming up some tea. My stress relief tea. And it was so good, by the way, the Yogi. But that was my first time trying the Yogi. But yeah, so... Sorry, y'all, I saw something wrong with my little headband. But yeah, so I was sharing, though, how in that moment it really jolted me. Like, oh my gosh, girl, like, you're making tea. You're about to relax and go to bed. Versus in the past, man, I would have been up till 3 in the morning drinking on my patio, just drowning in my misery, and that's what I used to do. It was a horrible cycle because it was these horrible habits that I had built. And a lot of times when we're doing things, guys, when we're, kind of in the midst of it, we don't notice it, right? So if you just take a minute to think about your own behavior, what are some things, and it doesn't have to do alcohol or drugs. There, like I said, shopping, food, porn, gambling. Like I said, if there's certain things you've been kind of overindulging, just ask yourself, like, do I need to take a break from this? Is it causing me harm? Am I neglecting my bills so that I can go gamble? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're starting to be honest with yourself, because that's the first step, right? Admitting that something's off. I just encourage you to do that. Like I said, that self-inventory, that introspection, looking within. Like I said, it's so easy for us to look at other people, right? Even now y'all just looking at me. I'm sure some people probably done nitpicked everything, and that's okay. But it's so easy for us to say, oh, you need to fix that. Or, oh, if I were you, I would do that. But what about ourselves? For me, that's like a constant conversation. I'm constantly checking myself, constantly saying, Dana, how can you improve? Like this week, I was just talking to my uncle about my abs. I'm like, I'm kind of doing great with my activity level, blah, blah. And I was like, I haven't targeted my abs in years. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Have y'all targeted your abs? So I was laughing though. I'm 45. There's no reason to not get a 6-pack by 50, right? But it's just fun now, like to challenge myself to do things that I normally wouldn't do, or I don't have the energy or the motivation. But now, like, the more I'm doing more and more new things, the more and more I'm seeing the progress, I love the way I feel. And that's, to me, the most important thing. Because yesterday, in that moment, like I said in my video, I could have went down the rabbit hole. I could have easily gotten depressed, and that's my biggest fear because I have a history of depression as well. So it's like I have to be super careful, and I'm always right here, always paying attention to what's going on, and I'm always connected. I always say this, you got to be in alignment and connected to God or your higher power, whoever you believe in. I believe in God, but I believe that we all have a purpose for being here. We're all on some sort of mission, even though some of us may know it, some of us may not. But I think when addictions and mental health come into the picture, it's a rocky road, So a lot of times when we're facing issues, like I said, all these people I met yesterday, I was overwhelmed at the end with like how many painful stories I heard. And it's like, it was just, like I said, 63 people in my room, and about 40 people spoke on that issue or some sort of issue with like, oh my God, like this agonizing pain. But it further let me know I'm in the right spaces. We need to talk about this stuff. It's long overdue. Later for hiding behind the mask, which, I'm going to plug my first book here, Reflections, Moments Behind Closed Doors, my first book. I wrote it in 2016, and it was right when I got sober. I had been writing it for a few years, but right when I got sober, 3 months later, I completed it. It had been lingering and lingering. Like, I couldn't complete a task, y'all. When I talk about how alcohol, like, had me all hemmed up, I don't mean to laugh about it, but I'm thankful. And so my heart goes out, seriously, to anyone dealing with an addiction right now. If you happen to be tuning in, or if you know someone and you want to share this video, just know, like I said, it's not like a light switch, but there is hope. Whether it's drugs or alcohol, gambling, sex, porn, shopping, food, any of those things that are, holding you back. Let's take a look at it. So I'm gonna play this song. Like I said, I've been sober 7.75 years. But February, will be 8 years. And last year, I kept saying 7. So I've been sober for 7 years twice. This year, my son used to be like, he's like, Mom, you sure that's 7 years? Like, and he was doing the math on his fingers. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't even ask. But I always say I'm a Gemini. But anyway, I'm going to play this song by Travis Green. It's from his album, The Hill. And I always just play this. And I always put in the comments, too, I do not own the rights to this music. So I'm going to say it verbally, too. So nobody won't try to, report me. But this song is 6 minutes and 15 seconds long. It's a beautiful song that just asks God to take everything, and it just says, I don't want it, I don't need it. And it's just a beautiful, almost a plea to God, like saying, hey, I just want you. I don't want any of this stuff anymore that's causing so much pain and drama and trauma, like whatever you need to release and get rid of. Ask God to help you with that, because I do believe if you truly start believing that these things can be shifted and moved and removed, it'll happen. I truly believe in prayer. I believe in manifestation. I believe that, there's power in the tongue. And I believe that it's up to us, to, like I said, take care of our mental health, spiritual health, physical, financial, emotional, all of that. So I'm going to play this song. Like I said, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. And after this, we're going to chat a little bit more and play this game. I got a game for y'all. If anybody else, I don't know. I never know who's on here, by the way. Look like a few people joined. But we're going to play a game, and I'm going to give away some money if I have any participants. So let's get into Travis Green. And he's just saying, take everything. Hi, Magdala Muse and Alvin Arby. Welcome, guys. Jay So Toxic, come on in. We're just listening to a song by Travis Green. If you know someone dealing with an addiction, or if it's you, mental health issues. We're just praying for people, lifting them up. You want to put their name in the comments, that's fine. But we're thinking of those people today who are struggling right now to get rid of an addiction, or they're dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety. We're just thinking of them. Welcome, guys. Come on in. Just for you. Just for you. We just want you. Just for you. Hey, loving soul. I love that name. That's beautiful. Just for you. Just for you. So take everything on. Hey, Charles Cohen Hogue and Ronald Roseman. Hey, Busy Bone. Valerie Rogan and Slayman. Welcome, you guys. Just hanging out, lifting up people dealing with addictions or mental health issues. Hey, Tammy. Hey, user 980-6994-497-9761. Tell them I don't want it. Hey, Edward, Billow. Welcome, you guys. Tell God I don't need it. You gotta believe that, though. Take it all away. Hey, 502. We're gonna have a tailgate party in 3 minutes. We just had to lift up some people first. And we're gonna play a game. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. Hey, Jay, so toxic. Thank you for the likes, you guys. That was so sweet. The Uber deacon, I like that. But I know a lot of people struggling right now. Hey, Terry Card 55. But if it's not you that's asking God to take something away, stand in the gap for someone else. It's your sibling or your mom or your dad, your child. very hurtful when you watch someone struggle and you can't do anything about it. So we have to surrender that thing.
Y'all thinking like y'all mean that thing. Take everything, Lord, I don't need it. I don't want it. If it don't please you, then I don't. If it don't please you, then I don't. If it don't please you, then I don't need it. If it don't please you, then I don't want it. If this relationship don't please you, then I don't need it.
All right, we made it 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Thank y'all for hanging in there with Travis Green. I want to meet him so bad, y'all. I'm like manifesting that. Him, Oprah, Viola Davis, Kerry Washington. I got a whole list of people. Manifesting that thing. But yeah, y'all, that's the song I played every day for years. And like I always say, my poor son, I think he dreams about this song. And it's funny now that I do these lives, he's not here, but he pops in from time to time. And when I'm doing my live, sometimes if he hears this, it's like nostalgia. Like he knows this is my song. He heard it all the way to school every day, all day on the way back home. Like it was just constant on replay because I got so much strength from the words. Like it was so simple, but it was so powerful. Like I literally would say that, like, Lord, just take it away. Like I was so desperate, because I kept trying to do it on my own and I could not shake that alcohol, y'all. It was really bad. And for years I hid it, and for years I struggled with depression. And that's what I should say. Like, that's obviously what led to the alcoholism, because it was a cycle of me trying to feel better, and when I would drink, that's what would happen. I felt better temporarily, right? And then the next day, boom, crashed, miserable, trying to push through. And that is torture. I say that every week. It is torture, you guys. Whether it's drugs, alcohol, like I say, even sex addictions, because a person in an addiction, they know, I knew what I was doing was causing my body harm. We're not even talking about just being inebriated and not really functioning clearly, right? Because you're in a fog the next day. I mean, it's a lot that goes into an addiction, and I can only speak for alcohol, but even with sex though, from when I've been in groups and when I used to be a therapist, I say that all the time. I got to plug that too. I got my bachelor's and my master's, y'all. I used to be a therapist, but I became Exhibit A. But yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's human, right? We're human. Just because you have a title doesn't mean you're, exempt from certain trials, right? We just have to be careful. And that's why I'm on here talking about being aware, being alert. And that awareness, that's all I keep saying. Awareness, prevention. And me having a 22-year-old, Taz just turned 22, you guys, and we have those difficult conversations, but we make it candid. There are certain ways you can have these discussions with your kids. I don't care how young they are. I don't even think they do the major campaigns anymore. I haven't seen big commercials that say, I don't know if you guys are like, I'm 45, and they used to do Dare. Did you guys know about Dare? Remember that one? They might still do that. I haven't seen a lot of stuff, though. I don't know about y'all. Have y'all seen like campaigns on TV, like national stuff where it's fun and, kids know to say no to drugs? We don't see that stuff anymore. And it's really sad. And that's why I'm trying to make some type of ripple, some type of wave, and just start talking about this stuff in a candid way, in a way that it's not shameful. Because, like I said, with me dealing with it, y'all, for 8 years, that's the reason I hid it, because it was embarrassing. And I didn't have anyone around me that I could look at and be like, oh, you know what? Let me call her and see if we can talk. Nobody. And the sad thing is, when my stuff was revealed, right, I became suicidal and I attempted suicide. I ended up in the hospital. Baker acted. 7 whole days in the hospital. You got to get the second book, which is in publishing. That's coming out on my birthday next summer. I decided to wait till next summer. But, I wrote that book because it was therapeutic, but I also wanted to share my story, y'all. It is insane, the stuff that I saw, like, once I started getting help. Being an African-American woman, every single room I went in, I was the only one. And I know I ain't the only black woman in this world or in Jacksonville dealing with mental health issues and an addiction to alcohol. And when I say each room, I'm talking about purposely going to find certain AA groups and stuff closer to my home. I'm sure I could have found some stuff on different sides of town and stuff. But just in general though, like even in my group therapy when I went to treatment twice, which that's in the book too. But yeah, I there were no minorities, you know, and it's just it's blaring. That's just my word of the day. It's amplified. Like the alarm is just going off loud and clear. Like we need to start addressing this stuff because it's not going to go away. It's just getting worse, you know, and the more we sweep it under the rug and the more we whisper, you know, such and such is depressed or such and such, oh, you know, they struggle with alcohol. That's nothing to gossip about. That is nothing to laugh about, you know, and if you can't be bold enough to pull a friend or family member aside and have that heart to heart, it's a disservice. And again, I know some people will say, well, it's not my business. It is your business. When you're witnessing a loved one destroy their life. But anyway, it wasn't until... Wow, I love that. Hey, Joe So Toxic, thank you so much for sharing that. And see, I'm assuming, Jay, I can't see your picture really good because I don't got my glasses on, but I think you're a male, right? Give me a thumbs up. But even men, and black men too, like it's just, whew, y'all don't get me on the road because I won't even get to the songs, but we just got to do something, y'all. I'm just like, I'm trying to, and yes, Jay, thank you so much. And see, I love that you're here saying that. We need to talk about it. And we need men like you in your 30s, you know, saying you didn't even address it until you're in your 30s. And it's so much, when you think about our family structures, right? I talk about that in my podcast, Promoting Positive Mental Health with Dana Roberson. I talk about the nature versus nurture. So the things you were born with, right? Some stuff is genetic. However, when you start seeing that generational stuff going on, it's not just granddaddy had it, so no, sometimes it's because of the environment. It's just not a gene. Yes, there is a gene. However, sometimes it's not just the gene. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a lot to do with our environment. It's a lot to do with what we see and how we grow up. So I was talking to my son about this recently too, about how interesting it is. I'm going to try not to go too far off the side path. Y'all know I do sidebars all the time. I'm working on that. But my son and I were just talking about the beauty of high school sweethearts, right? And like, I'm from a small town, Lake Wales. Go Polk County, Lake Wales, Highlanders and all that. But, and I just think about some of the couples I remember who were like, you knew certain people, right? You grew up with this cohort, right? You're just this group of kids, especially in a small town. You go to the same elementary, middle, and high school. And then boom, everybody's gone after that. So I was talking about that with my son, about the comfort level, you know, when you're with a group of people and you know each other, right? The thing I think that happens to a lot of us, including myself when I went away to college, we're thrust out into the world. We meet new people, right? And then there's this new cohort, and we're supposed to automatically trust these people, right? No. When I was 19, I made some silly mistakes because I trusted people way too quickly. But think about that. At 18, 19, you're not thinking about trust on that level. You're thinking just excited to meet new people, blah, blah, blah. These are my new friends. We're best friends. You're not really developing really strong roots with some of those people. And that's just, I'm just speaking in general. Some people probably met their best friends or their spouses in college or whatever. That's great. I'm just speaking in general about the actual connections, the human connections that you have as a foundation, as the root. Guess what? That's dying slowly. This technology is taking over, y'all. Like, love notes, handwritten notes, thing of the past. Like, kids nowadays don't even know what the whole do you like me check yes or no thing feels like. You know, but I'm saying all that to talk about how the more and more we get separated from each other, the more and more we're going to suffer, you know, because we're not taking the masks off. Everybody's walking around with a mask on, smiling, everybody's happy, everything's great, and we don't want to share because we're embarrassed, or I don't want to burn people, I don't want to, you know, it's embarrassing. We need to normalize this thing. It is okay to be stressed to the max because you got 3 kids and your husband ain't helping at home and you got to drive the kids to daycare, plus you got to try to get to work on time and you have no help, right? But everybody from the outside, they see you married, you got help, so what you complaining about? Right? You can't help it if your spouse isn't helping you. So it's little things like that, y'all, that will creep up and cause all kind of havoc and chaos in your life. You know, before you know it, you're crying every morning. Hey, Bonita Drewy, happy Sunday. You know, you're crying every morning. You can barely make it out the door on time. You know, when little things start happening like that, guys, that's starting to affect your mental health, So it's that daily structure, that daily routine, that daily, what are you eating, your activity level, what you're feeding your mind. I always talk about music. I talk about reading. I talk about iron sharpens iron. I say that as much as I can. Be around people who make you want to be better. I got into a really interesting discussion with one of my loved ones recently, and I kept saying, what value is that person adding? And it's okay if you're like, every person that comes into my life doesn't have to add something. I get that. But I just feel like sometimes we're on assignment. I just had that conversation with my uncle too. And I had to learn that the hard way. I used to be super, super all about reciprocation, if you know what that means. Like, if you're my friend, I want to at least know we cool if I'm like doing all these things for you. Because I'm super, super generous, you guys. I'm super loving. And I just love people. I since I was a kid, I love making people happy. When I was little, I would make handwritten cards for my mom or my siblings, or just thinking of you and just to make a person smile for some reason, which I talked about that recently though on my podcast. I learned in therapy why I grew up to be a perfectionist like that. For whatever reason, I was super literal. So when someone said, oh my God, that was a beautiful apple, I took it literally and thought, oh my God, I just created the most beautiful apple in the world. And it's like, I want that reaction from everybody if I do something nice, right? So that's a horrible pattern to start as a kid. And as an adult, I had to deprogram myself. And it took a long time. Even now, there are times when I catch myself, But that's why I hop on here with makeup, without makeup. You'll see me crying or not crying. And it's not that I'm dramatic and my life is a mess. It doesn't even matter if it was, but that's not my purpose for doing those things. I'm being vulnerable because I truly want to walk in my purpose by being an example. So for the 7.75 years that I've been sober, I've talked about this with my siblings. They'll tell you, they can vouch for me that I've been like, I'm not going public until I can truly present something, right? I want to be my brand. So when I talk about promoting positive mental health, I'm not going to sit here and be like, stay active, make sure you eat right, make sure you talk to your psychiatrist, make sure you go to therapist. If I'm not doing it, if I haven't done any of it, I'm not sitting here promoting that. And so that's big for me, So when I go and do my women's retreats and stuff, you're going to experience things that I've researched, that I've experienced myself, that I bring people in. It's like, to me, that's promoting positive mental health on a level where we haven't seen it. We just don't talk about it enough. I want to get in our schools and talk to our younger people about emotions and feelings. Like Jay So Toxic said, like, he's in his 30s, and I don't know about you guys, but I talked about this too. We didn't talk about mental health in my home. I never even heard the term mental health until I went to college and wanted to be a psychiatrist. I didn't even know that's what psychiatrists did. I just knew they helped people. I thought it was like they just help them with their behavior, like the person's having a problem. Man, did I not realize you got to go to medical school first. I was like, peace out, we can't do that. So I became a therapist. Okay, so Benita too. Benita said it wasn't talked about in her home. Thank you, Benita. But yeah, It wasn't. I'm trying to think. And in my podcast, I talked about the fact that we could have used some anger management in my house. Some people could have used a little bit of therapy to talk about some things from their past. That was, you feel me? There are things that we just didn't talk about. Even in school, I think it was surface level. I made a funny video recently and I was saying how I thought I was pregnant at 11 years old, y'all, because I didn't understand the anatomy part whenever you did the sex education class. I didn't understand all that, the picture and everything. I just thought when you become a lady, you just get pregnant someday. Like, I didn't know what had to happen, but y'all got to go watch that video. It's so funny because I was fussing about that, though. Like, the sex education sucks. Like, that's not explaining what's going on. Same thing with mental health. We are not talking about it, y'all, on the level that it needs to be. And I know parents probably want to shield their kids from certain things. I get that. Yep. Oh, I love that, Benita Drury. Tell me what you do, girl. But or lady, I'm sorry. I'll call people girl. But I want to know what you do. I used to be a social worker. I did therapy for years. But then I went into sales as a break, and I ended up getting stuck for 16 years, which was a blessing. I always say it was a blessing in disguise because that job in pharmaceutical sales helped me to get all the way through everything. All this stuff, my son, and, I was able to be there for him. It was very flexible, rewarding. I was able to show him the world, literally, but now it's time for me to do my thing because I want to walk in my passion. And a lot of that is doing what I'm doing now, sharing my story. And it's nothing earth-shattering. Like I said yesterday on that thing or event I participated in, I'm listening to all these people that are just like me. There's so many people out there with untold stories, with stories that could change the world. But guess what? We're so afraid of judgment. We're so afraid of people criticizing us, right? For no reason, because that's the world we live in. It's like the perfectionism, we all know it's wrong, right? We all know that nobody's perfect. However, we will still judge each other, right? We'll still say things that we know could potentially hurt someone, and it's like, what was the point of that? What was the point of that? Think about that. Like some of the stuff that's going on social media, I'm like, man. So my son and I, like I said, y'all know I love my baby. We talk so much about everything. And one day, recent, we were talking about the platforms that people are on. And I'm like telling him, I won't say who I said. And we're going to play a game in a minute, y'all. I guess we are going to do an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's like 12:44 already, but I want to play a game with y'all real quick. But I'm going to say this real quick. I was telling Taz, though, it's not frustrating, but there's a hope and prayer for me that this takes off, right? It's slow. And I know that I'm like, share, and let people know about the published author. Let people know about promoting positive mental health. I just trademarked that, by the way, y'all. So, yeah, girl, because Living Truth Life Coaching's already, I got my LLC, but the promoting positive mental health, I had to trademark that thing because it's not out there. And I Googled to make sure, but I had to make sure I locked it in. So it's trademarked, by the way. So you'll start seeing little stuff that promoting positive mental health will be out there. But I want to make it a movement. I want this to be like the norm. When I talk to my nieces, and like one is 15, one is 16, one is 21. Oh, she just turned 22. No, she'll be 22 in January. Sorry, y'all. I went off again. Sorry. But yeah, so when I talk to them, and including my son, I always try to talk about like feelings and like, because we're so surface level now. It's always like, just like, hey, how you doing? And the kids are just on their phones, like, and that's a conversation. Like, well, how's school? It's good. Like, let's talk. Break it down. My poor nephew came to visit me, y'all. He's 27, and I'm still like, we sat for hours, and I'm just like, tell me about sex, tell me about this, I want to know what's going on at work. How does that feel? Well, what time do you get home? How's traffic? You guys don't understand how far that goes because you're intentionally slowing down and connecting. You're not connecting if you're just sending a quick text. Hey, just thinking about you. It's cool to do that, but I swear, y'all know I lost my mom in June, the day after my birthday. 4 months out. What is that? June, July. So yeah, 4 months out. I'm still grieving, obviously, but I'm so thankful. I am so thankful that I'm not sitting here in agony like, God, I wish we would have talked more, or I wish we would have connected more. You can't get it back, and my mom poured into 5 babies, 5, into adulthood. And my baby brother passed away in 2010 at 25 years old. So even at that age, though, she mothered him to 25. Like, my mom gave it her all. And when I'm saying, like, I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. My mom taught to us. When she was braiding our hair, that's a beautiful thing in the Black culture, by the way. Do not take that for granted. But my mom would braid our hair. And it's my turn. I'm sitting there, she's doing her little... And we talk about life. We talked about issues she was having, and it wasn't too adult, because sometimes people like stay out of grown folks' business and stuff. No, my mom would talk about her childhood. She would talk about, the things she went through, and I never felt uncomfortable with like anything, and that was a blessing. My siblings will tell you that too. Even up until the day my mom passed away at 73 years old, like all of us had that relationship where we were able to go to her with anything. And not be judged and not feel like we got to go into a corner and go into a closet or go into a circle, like just hide from her. I don't like that. And I think that if you don't have that, oh, wow. Idris, is that how you say it? I'm so sorry to hear that. Whew. But you're grateful too, right? We have to look at it that way. And even when my mom passed, you guys, the day that she passed, I made a video. You can go back, it's tagged on my page. And I remember saying that, like, I can't even, because of course people hear that, and the reason I say the day after my birthday, because that is significant, right? But for me, it's like, that's a reason to celebrate. That's a reason for me to tell you, when I'm sharing my message, that we can shift our mindset. In that moment, y'all, I could have shut it down. I could still be shut down. It's 4 months later, I could be like, my mama died on the day after my birthday. You gotta, like, immediately decide what you're gonna do with that. And I immediately made the decision to say, you know what? I heard my mom's voice for the last time on my birthday. my 45th birthday, right? So she sang happy birthday to me. We laughed our butts off. That's how we have to push. That's called pushing. It's not delusional. Because guess what? I cry almost every day. I tell people that all the time, 6 to 10 times a day. 6 to 10 times a day. My brother and I cried on the phone with James this morning, my Uncle James, while I was doing my walk. So I did a 45-minute, he walked with me this morning too. Right when he called me, he's like, hey, I'm grabbing my sneakers. So we walked and talked. I'm on the phone with him crying. My brother calls after that. As I'm getting home, getting in the shower, he calls. I'm telling him some stuff. We're talking and pushing through, boom. I start crying with him. Guess what? I'm got to laugh today, but I'm still going to show up. And I was telling my brother that we have to show up. That's called pushing. You know, don't say, hey, push, girl, push, and don't mean it. When I tell you to push, I'm saying push, keep pushing, keep going. I saw a funny meme the other day. I sent it to my siblings. I didn't post it on social media because some stuff I'm like, I be pushing the envelope. I know I'm a little crazy, y'all. But this one was so funny. It said when a person says they're praying for you, that's the prayer. And I just thought that was so funny. It's a little humor, but it's true. Like, you got to take the time and like really pray for people and really pour into people. Don't be walking around here pretending like I care about people. Really care. Right? Ladybug. Hey girl, you never get over the loss. Rather, you learn how to live. Yes, it's a journey. Whew, don't I know it, girl? 4 months out, man. I cried so hard this morning. I'm like, God, do I need to cancel the live? My brother was like, it's okay. I have to head out. Okay, Jay, so toxic. I hope to see you again. I'll be back here on Sunday at noon. I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna do a happy hour one night, because that's the fun thing too. Like, there are other ways to have a great time, right? And so even saying happy hour, people automatically think it's going to be, no, we can have a happy hour where you don't have to drink, you can drink if you want, but it's not promoting that. It's just an hour of us to have fun on a Friday night or something. Because like I said, Saturday night, which was last night, I got on here, I think it was like, it might have been 7:30 or 8. I don't know what time it was, but I was warm. Had to be 8. I was warming up my little tea though, and I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, the old Dana would have been passed out, with vodka. But I was drinking my little tea and relaxing, and I slept so good last night. I don't sleep that great because I still deal with sleep issues, but I've accepted that too. I don't sleep like a normal person. However, my psychiatrist and I figured it out. If you chunk it all together, I'm averaging 3 to 4 hours in a 24-hour period, right? So I take power naps. That's what I call it at night, because during the day I don't stop. But like at night, I just call it power naps. Like if I stop at 7:30, I'm going to sleep real hard till about 7:59 or something. And then I get up and boom, 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 sleep again. Like, it's just, I just have to piece that thing together. But it works. So now, because this is like I said, we're having a tailgate party. I don't know if any of you guys are willing to participate, but if you are, I have this game I want to play. And, I don't know, like, I'm still learning, y'all. I don't know if anybody's even on here. I see, like, it says 5, but then I see 3.8 likes. 3.8 thousand likes. Thank you, guys. That's so amazing. What time is it? 12:51. So I'm going to see. We probably go to 1:30. If y'all need to hop off, that's fine, though. But what is that? Trying to see. I'm trying to learn how to bring someone on here. If y'all know, let me know. But let me see what happens. Let me see. Y'all bear with me. It says, there's a way, host guest. Let's see something. Okay, I see now. You can invite people on here. I don't want to do that. I'm going to just see if y'all, because it's not that a lot of you guys on here. But how about if I ask a question? You have an opportunity to win $5. Okay, it's probably backwards, right? $5, $10, 20. I did that backwards. 15 or 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20, right? And I'm going to ask you guys, I guess from my end, I don't know. I don't want to invite anybody on here unless, if you're willing to come on, how about that? Do a thumbs up. If you want to win $5, 10, 15, or $20. All you have to do is answer a question. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to play some old school while I'm waiting on somebody to put a thumbs up. I might get more people on here since I'm on here longer, because that's what they were saying. If you go longer, people, get a chance to join you. But I think that's what's been happening, because I noticed last week and the week before I had more people, but they all came on like the tail end. So I'm going to stay on a little longer today. But right now I'm going to play one of my I'm playing this song by my favorite song right now. Such a powerful song about vibes on vibes. I don't got no participants unless I'm missing something I can't see. Okay, guys. So basically, this game, I don't have any volunteers yet. Y'all shy? Let me see something. Are y'all being shy? I think I'm gonna be able to get off of here, man, because it's 12:54. So I'm gonna end at 1. Okay, y'all. So I'm about to end this. I'm gonna play Made Away because we always gotta play. Oh, hey girl, that's cool. Love the lie. Thank you, Ladybug. I'm about to play Made Away as we leave because it's 12:54, and I know people are gotta like. I don't want to hang out on here too long on a Sunday. But yeah, let's play Made Away one more time. We're gonna not the other song, but this one is just a beautiful song. Like I said, once I became sober, I played this one as a celebration song, like, you know, because it's almost like, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Because in that moment, I didn't feel like it could be done, you know, but he made a way. He took those cravings away. He took that low self-esteem away, you know. And hey, John, 137, welcome. We're going to play this song. It is 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and then we're going to wrap it up so y'all can enjoy y'all Sunday afternoon.
Watching us now, when it looks as if we can't win, wrap within your arms and step in. Everything we need you to supply.
I appreciate you guys hopping on here. that song, you guys. Talk about Made Away. Made Away. Like I said, I play this a lot. Like, I play a lot of songs, obviously. You know, I love music in general. I think music is therapy, a form of therapy. I think dance is a form of therapy. Obviously, talking is a form of therapy. Laughing is therapy. I always put that in my hashtags when I share my crazy memes. Y'all know I'm always sharing. Y'all can count on that. Every day, I'm going to post 3 to 4. It's going to be some positive quotes, but I'm going to throw some comedy up in there. Like, we got to laugh at something, right? At least one of them is going to make you laugh or chuckle or giggle or snicker, right? But we got to laugh a little throughout the day. But I like to laugh a lot. But that's therapy. You know, I always say hashtag laughter is therapy. Music is therapy. Dance is therapy. Doing things that make you feel good, that it doesn't cost you a thing, right? Of course, we got to pay for subscriptions these days, right? But for me, I use Spotify, y'all. It's free. And YouTube. But, like, you know, I was asking my son that recently. So I'm like, do you pay for music? Because he was, like, getting on my nerves, y'all. I don't know if y'all follow Drake. But Drake's album was late, I guess, a couple times. It's like the third time he told me, Mom, his album is dropping at midnight. I'm like, boy, if you tell me that one more time. Because then the next day it's like, he didn't drop it. So I'm asking the other day. I'm like, do you still pay for music? Like, anyway. But yeah, I think music is therapy, dance is therapy, obviously talk, but praying, meditating, you know, those are things we can do to make ourselves feel good, feel better, and not turn to things that are empty, you know, those empty calories, right? When you're sitting there eating out of stress, empty calories, right? But do things that make you feel good. And I know eating does feel good sometimes, but ultimately, right? My post today, by the way, y'all, did y'all see that one? This one, I forget what, let me see if I can find her name. She was like, whoa, she said the universe was speaking to her from my post this morning. Did y'all see the one? It was saying, I don't know if this will let me do this since I'm going live right now. I better not do that. Oh, it did let me do it. Because it's a different device. See how old I am? I'm like, I feel like my parents, like, can I do it on 2 different devices? I don't even, I forget what the quote said, but real quick. Oh, I guess. I'm talking about the one that said, if you only do it once in a while, don't get mad when you only get results once in a while. And I remember, man, when I saw that quote years and years ago, I felt kind of like, it hit me right in the face like, dang, girl, like, I can't complain about nothing else. Like, if I'm not doing it consistently, which is why, y'all, I always talk about discipline on here. I'm always talking, and y'all probably get tired of it, but man, if you can lock in on certain things, ooh, boy. Like they say, eat out, get life is about to take off, man. Like, I'm serious. And it's such a great feeling, you know? And I truly believe in the whole, you know, I do believe everything in moderation is good for some people, right? But for me personally, I got to stay away from alcohol. Y'all know that. That's my vice. I can't do it. You know, I'm sober since 2016 and that's my new life, you know, and I've accepted it. I love it now. I love it here. The fact that I'm coping through the loss of my mom, the loss of my job. That's why I started crying this morning, my brother, because he just like went in on me because I was saying something and he just like, do you realize like you lost your, he was just saying like, he literally said this to me, and I love my brother, y'all, Eric. He was like, Dana, you're still grieving your divorce from 2008. Like, and I just was like, dang, like, and the way he said it, it wasn't, he didn't mean it like you're still holding on. It's just certain things, right? When you don't get an apology or you're expected to just move forward with life, like when someone kind of just, it's like, that's painful. But even though I've dealt with that and I dealt with the alcoholism and I'm sober now, like that, it requires so much to show up every day, right? So that's why I'm down in the trenches with y'all. I'm like, look, I know what it feels like. So that's why I'm like, you can do this, whatever it is. You know, if you want to go to school, if you want to, I don't know, like build a house, if you want to move out of the country, if you want to start an organization, if you want to get rid of drugs and alcohol, you know, like I said, that's what we're talking about. Mental health awareness. You know, if you know something's wrong, you're crying every day, but you haven't gotten help yet, and I'm scared to call that 1-800 number, which I'm going to leave you in a minute. Do it today. You know, make that decision today to say, you know what, it's Sunday. I'm about to, just for the next 2 days, just for the next 1 day, you know, just slowly challenge yourself to do the things that, number one, appear to be hard, right? Because that's, I think, a lot of times why we avoid certain things. Let's just be honest. Like if you're, my little 30-day challenges that I put out there, I know everybody doesn't have time for that, but I always just talk about the fact that it's such a good feeling. Number one, when you're a part of a group, we're not competing. We're not like checking in. Nobody has to check in with me. And it's just fun to be a part of a group that's positive. We're all motivating each other. Just Be You and Raven Simone, we're always tagging each other and they're sharing my stories. Like whenever we're working out, we're pushing each other by doing those things. And it's positive, There's nothing wrong with that. So if you want to join my challenges, I do the 30-day challenges, 31 days if it's 31 days in a month. But I just think that's important to be held accountable to some degree, whether it's with your physical, financial, emotional, right? The emotional one is big if you're in relationships of some sort. And the reason I say that is because I'm sure you all can relate. Have you ever been around someone who just got an attitude for no reason? I don't mean to laugh, but I'm sorry, y'all know I laugh all the time. But that stuff, that be looking sideways. Like, that's so unnecessary. Like, I don't do that, first of all. That's to me called energy. And my brother and I were talking about that this morning too. Like, man, like I talked about how my nieces, like I said, they're 15, 16, and 22. Oh, BB's about to be 17, next week. Anyway, sorry, I did it again. But yeah, y'all, like, I was saying to my brother, we were like, because he feeds into them as well. Those are his nieces and nephews as well. And we were talking about how they're getting it early because of us. Like, we're breaking generational curses. And you're literally breaking curses when you're doing that. When you're bringing those young people in and you're talking about this mental health awareness stuff and you're talking about addictions awareness and prevention, you're doing them a favor versus, feeling like you don't have time. And people think you have to give people money just to make them happy. No, y'all, we need to slow this thing down, back it up, rewind it, and start over. Like, press the reset button. And I think we were just talking about the vibrations. Like, I was like, everybody's throwing that word around lately, but I get it. Like, the more and more I'm elevating y'all to a new level, I feel different. I feel different wavelengths. Even when I talk to certain people now, it's like a different connection. And I think that's a beautiful thing because, like my brother said too, we're cognizant, we're paying attention, and we're doing the work. If you're not doing the work, I probably sound foreign to you right now. You probably like, girl, like you probably think I'm talking some spiritual gurus type stuff. Nah, it's simple. Like for me, it's just slowing down enough and paying attention to what's important. So there are things that I thought was important, 19 years old, 20-year-old, blah, blah. Man, 45, you talking wills, life insurance, you talking, like I said, financial literacy for my son, making sure he understands how to like prepare for his future, 401ks, IRAs, right? It's stuff that, that's a whole nother live, y'all. That's a whole nother live. So I'm gonna wrap it up though. I appreciate you guys hopping on here though. Some people are still joining. Hey Breezy. Hey y'all, make sure y'all hop on here next Sunday. I don't know. I might come on here midweek. I think I want to try that. I think I want to come on here Wednesday, and I might even come back on here Friday night. Like for the people who don't go out, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I've been thinking about Friday night or Saturday night doing like a little happy hour, or just hanging out, playing some music, and leaving Sunday for the Travis Green music because I didn't even play any old school today. We were going to have a little tailgate. Hey Jimmy.998 and only_1_nay. My sister's nay. Is that nay? My sister? No, probably not. All right, y'all. Let me get up off this thing. It's 108. Thank you so much to the guys you who hung out with me. If you missed it, I'm going to repost it on... Oh, thank you so much. Is it Idris? I don't know why I can't say that right. Is it Idris? Thank you so much. Your mom is alive and you and your siblings are smart and you will be fine. Thank you. I love that. But yeah, guys, I'll try to get back on here Sunday. No, Sunday, yeah, for sure. But Wednesday, I was saying, I'm going to try Wednesday. Let's do it. Let's give it a whirl. Nothing to lose, right? If I log on here and nobody shows up, oh well. At least I can say I tried. And then I do believe Friday night we're going to do a happy hour or something. I don't know. But yeah, just gather, listen to some music, and then again, share some little nuggets with y'all. Because I do have some stuff that I've been gathering, and I do want to share some little good stuff that I've been gathering. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Happy Sunday. Jeffrey Lawrence. Go to YouTube at the Post Offer. I'm going to post some replays too on here too. You guys have a great, great afternoon and a great start to your week. And I will see you guys. Let's meet back here Wednesday night, y'all. I'll let y'all know what time. Take care, guys.